In today's recap,
It's the greatest picture ever! Oh my god!
a young boy's master prank backfires on himself,
You better not tell anybody!
Well, maybe we will, maybe we won't.
and he must go to extreme measures to prevent his secret from coming out.
Well then, you're screwed.
This is South Park, Cartman Sucks. The episode starts with a boy named Eric Cartman showing his friends Kyle, Stan, and Kenny a bunch of photographs he's taken of their classmate named Butters. Cartman has been inviting Butters over for sleepovers at his house, and then taking messed up photos of him while he's sleeping. Some of his photos include painting a moustache on Butters using cat poop, placing a tampon in his mouth, and Cartman even did a whole study using pictures of his bare ass. Tonight, Cartman has something extra special planned, but just before he can tell his friends, Butters walks in.
Hey, fellas!
Cartman gets his friends to leave his house. As Kyle is leaving, he tries to tell Butters that Cartman is up to no good, but Butters is convinced by Cartman that Kyle's jealous of their new friendship.
Grow up, Kyle. Change is a part of life.
Yeah, grow up, Kyle.
When Butters asks what they'll be doing tonight, Cartman says he's tired and wants to sleep.
If you're not sleepy yet, I have some more of that nighttime cold medicine you can drink.
The next morning at the bus stop, Cartman excitedly tells his friends he took the best photo of Butters ever. When they ask what he did, Cartman says,
And I pulled down his pants, and then I took a picture of his wiener in my mouth.
Cartman thinks it's hilarious because he thinks that makes Butters gay now, but Kyle tells him otherwise.
What? You put a guy's wiener in your mouth, that makes you gay, stupid.
Cartman asks how he can reverse this, and so Kyle tells him he has to put his own wiener into Butters' mouth to cancel out the gay polarity. At Butters' house, Cartman says he has the best surprise ever for Butters, but first he has to open his mouth, close his eyes, and get on his knees. Butters hesitates and asks if it's a trick, but Cartman assures him it's not.
I swear on my mother's life, Butters.
As Butters' mouth approaches Eric's crotch, Butters' dad comes in.
Butters!
Whoa, hey, Dad.
His father is convinced that he's bi-curious, so he takes him to Father Maxie at the local church. Father Maxie talks about a camp Butters should go to in order to be cleansed of his gay thoughts. Meanwhile, Cartman meets up with his friends to explain how he went on the internet last night and found out that Kyle lied about cancelling out gay polarity.
And I also learned from the internet that just because I put Butters' wiener in my mouth doesn't mean I'm gay.
Cartman tells him all he has to do is destroy the photos and nobody will know except for them.
And all the people we tell.
Cartman gets mad and threatens to Photoshop Kyle's face onto Butters' wiener if he tells anyone. Butters arrives at the special camp and meets the other campers. The camp leader assures Butters' dad that he'll get rid of all of his son's gay curiosities. Inside the camp, Butters is given a tour around the grounds and is told that through the power of Jesus Christ and prayer he can have a whole new life. But Butters isn't so sure. Butters is then introduced to a boy named Bradley.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up. Peter 5:6.
He's clearly not okay in the head, but Butters is happy to make a new friend. While Stan, Kyle, and Kenny are playing basketball, Cartman angrily approaches Kyle, accusing him of stealing the photo of him with a wiener in his mouth.
What did you do with my picture?
Knock it off. I don't have your stupid picture.
He tries to start a fight and calls them all Jews, just like Kyle.
Stan, you're a Jew, and Kenny, you're a Jew. You're all Jews.
Back at camp, the kids are introduced to Pastor Phillips, a man who used to be bi-curious, but is no longer. Pastor Phillips tells the boys that he struggled with gay thoughts, but God changed his life.
So I buckled up in my little suit and I prayed to be normal, and guess what? It worked!
Pastor Phillips and the camp leader explain that the boys are like paper clips, but through constant prayer, they'll make them straight. Down at the police station, Cartman tells the police chief about Kyle stealing his photograph. When asked what the photo is, Cartman awkwardly explains the contents.
It's a picture of me, and, what appears to be a penis in my mouth.
The police chief assumes Cartman was sucking someone off, but Cartman cooks up a story about being asleep during the whole thing. The chief explains that he'd need a search warrant first, and that it may take several days. Cartman gets mad because it's show and tell at school tomorrow, and Kyle will show everybody the picture if he doesn't get the photo now.
Well then, you're screwed.
Back at camp, Butters and Bradley are in trouble for the possession of a 1979 men's underwear catalogue that was found in their room. The magazine belonged to Bradley, but Butters doesn't understand what's wrong with looking at men's underwear. As a punishment, Butters and Bradley both have to write down scripture for the next 4 days. At Cartman's place, Cartman is stressing out over school tomorrow. As a last resort, he's going to get his mum to help him out, but first he makes himself cry.
Eric, Oopsie, what's the matter?
While bawling his eyes out, Cartman tells his mum that Kyle will be showing everyone at school an embarrassing picture of him.
What is the picture of, Eric?
He tells a very unbelievable story about how he tripped and fell mouth first onto Butters' wiener.
And then I tripped and fell down, and my mouth landed right on his penis, and then I thought of something funny.
He explains how Kyle took the picture and is going to show everyone at school to make them think he's gay. Cartman's mum says that these things happen and assures him that she'll ring Kyle's mum and sort it out. While serving their punishment of writing scripture, Bradley apologizes for getting them in trouble and says that he's doing his best not to be bi-curious. Butters is kind and understanding, saying everything's going to be okay for the both of them. Bradley confesses to liking Butters, and Butters says he likes him back. Bradley panics, believing they're both unfixable and that the only way out is to die.
You can't leave, you're my accountability buddy!
During dinner at Kyle's house, Kyle's mum Sheila gets a call from Eric's mum, saying that Kyle's got a picture of Cartman with another boy's penis in his mouth. She's shocked to hear this, but assures her that Kyle has no such pictures. Upon telling Cartman he has nothing to worry about, Cartman is relieved, but when he hears that Kyle denied ever having the photo, he gets mad at his mum for believing their story.
Mom, you don't know anything about Jews! They lie all the time!
Cartman realizes he's screwed, but he won't give Kyle the satisfaction of showing people the photo.
I can at least rob Kyle of his final laugh.
Over at the camp, Butters is in trouble again for losing sight of his accountability buddy, Bradley. The camp leader tells Butters he's going to hell and continues to grill him for being confused, but Butters still has no idea what he's supposed to fix about himself. His father arrives and is once again disappointed in him. A worried camp counselor shows up, saying that Bradley's in danger, so they all run to help. Bradley is seen standing on the side of a bridge, threatening to jump. Butters tells Bradley he's perfectly normal the way he is. But once again, the camp leader sternly tells him he's confused himself. Butters gets fed up with being treated like this, so he stands up for himself and Bradley. Bradley comes down from the bridge, and Butters' father is actually proud of him for once. Meanwhile, Cartman is heading into class, prepared to show his classmates the wiener photo before Kyle gets a chance to expose him.
Hey, dude!
Okay, Eric, Jesus, calm down. You can go first.
He begins with a speech about how he's been taking lots of artsy photos in pursuit of becoming a respected photographer. His first photos feature nature and a few nice shots of the town. As he gets closer to the wiener photo, he becomes nervous.
This picture you may find somewhat controversial.
Everyone gasps in shock, but Cartman continues his presentation, calmly explaining the details of the photo. When his teacher asks what the hell he's doing, Cartman sees the photo as a statement about the war in Iraq. Suddenly the principal appears with an urgent message from Cartman's mum.
Do not show picture. Kyle didn't have it after all. Found it under your desk.
Kyle never had the wiener photo after all, and Cartman is left looking stupid. This episode is definitely one of my favorites. You gotta love seeing Cartman get a bit of karma now and then. Feel free to comment on your favorite parts, or other episodes that you enjoy.
Lame.
Thanks for watching.